Good evening, everybody. This is Malcolm Worsham, Respect Magazine. Today we got a special guest in the house, a legend in the game. I know you get this a lot, but I definitely want to get more background on you as far as where you from, how'd you get started as far as your long tenure in the career.
I started in the music business over 30 years ago with the late, great Jam Master Jay from Run DMC. Started off carrying bags, driving vans, doing whatever I needed to do to just learn. I'd be around Def Jam Records, Rush Management, Profile Records, and watching Russell Simmons and Leo Cohen making moves, and I was just ear hustling. But I was like, how do you turn this into business? How do you make money? But I was still young. So, started with, Run DMC and Jam Master Jay, and then I was able to get a job at Sony. And when I got the job at Sony, I started working with people like Fat Joe. And at that time, Pun was his artist. So I would drive around the country with Big Pun and Fat Joe and a bunch of people from Terror Squad around the country doing radio, doing retail, so on and so forth, because Joe didn't fly back then. I worked with Eazy-E, rest in peace. He introduced me to Bone Thugs and Harmony. I've worked with Bone Thugs and Harmony for 20 years. Did a lot of stuff with them, including the Bone and Biggies and the Breakdown Mariahs and the Chameleon Air Riding Dirties and so on and so forth. Solo albums. Worked with 3-6 Mafia, Project Pat, Gangsta Boo. And then we also had the Suave House. So I worked with Tony Draper, which was 8-Bone MJG, Mr. Mike, Tila, South Circle. Then I worked in the Midwest with the Dayton Family. I also worked with MOP and Beatnuts and Frankie Cullis in New York, Mac Mall and Drew Down and the Loonies in the Bay. So I was, just blessed to work with people from different regions of this country. And I got to learn a lot, see a lot. And then, I worked with Nipsey Hussle, we were the first ones to discover him, me and my partner, Big U. May he rest in peace. Ayaz, Man, Sean Kingston, Soulja Boy. List goes on. And currently working with Scott Storch and an artist named Sue Surf.
Most definitely. I know Nipsey Hussle is one of my favorite rappers as well. I was inspired by him. As far as in the past of his on Tommy Demise, like what are some good things that you can remember about him? And what's one thing that you can say about his work ethic that kept him away from as far as everybody else in the past?
Well, I'm not the guy to try to, jump off a hype or death or something like that. And I promised myself that I wouldn't even answer a question about Nipsey Hussle's death right now. It's too early to me, and this is not, like a lot of people posting stuff on Instagram and saying this is my favorite rapper and I salute him, because I feel like you didn't fucking support him as much as you are now when he was alive. You know what I mean? This man's streaming going up, his album selling, his merchandise selling. Like, why wasn't it selling when he was alive? And that's the problem in life, that everybody wants to salute people when they die. Like, fuck, when I die, I only want my real friends post a picture of me. I don't want to be with this industry social media hype. You understand? Because this shit means a lot to me, because Nip was my man, because when we first worked with him, no one believed in him. They said, Steve, you wasting your time. He looks like Snoop Dogg. He's rolling 60 Crip. Oh, Big U, shit like that. And these are your favorite A&Rs and your favorite labels that passed on him that are all saluting him now. And, of course, there's growth, and he built a big fan base. And, to see in his funeral and all the people that came out was crazy. But that's what you want. You want to build a brand, and you want people to love you. But, again, what we should do is the message I want to say, and this is that when someone's alive, let them get their roses when they're alive. Tell them you love them when they're alive, appreciate them when alive, look out for them when they're alive, not when they pass. And it's a prime example that people need to really wake up and see what happened with Nipsey. So when you ask me about that, and with all due respect to everybody I worked with, Nipsey Hussle was the smartest artist. All he wanted to do is seek knowledge, read books, go to Barnes and Nobles, learn from everybody, leverage everybody, and gain education. He was really the smartest artist I ever worked with, because, he was always him. And one thing I could say about Nip, we always laugh about, is like all he changed was the size of his clothes. He used to wear the big T-shirts, and then he went to medium, you know what I'm saying, as the fashion went. But he's never really changed who he is. He's not a fake gangbanger like a lot of people are. He was a real neighborhood rolling 60 Crip, and that's from day one. And I just felt like, when I first heard his music, it was a song called I Don't Give a Fuck, and Bullets Ain't Got No Name, and I felt like it was the West Coast 50. But when I met him and heard the music, that's what matters. He's a genuine person. So, again, Rest in peace to Nipsey. But again, like the moral of this is when people are alive, man, look out for them, salute them, give them their roses when they're alive, not when they're dead. You know, I lost Jam Master Jay, who put me in the game. He got killed from his neighborhood, in his own business, in his neighborhood. This was Nipsey. So Nipsey did everything right. You know, there's rappers out here doing everything wrong and faking the funk. But Nipsey did everything right, from gangbanging to music to business and so on and so forth. So me and my people don't get caught up in like, oh, Nipsey passed. Like, I threw up some footage of old stuff that people never even knew about, like from the Fantasy Factory. So at the end of the day, this was our friend. Imagine all his homies from his hood. They don't care if he was successful or not. They love him for him. So again, he grew, he became an icon. But I just feel like he had fans, and that's what he needs to do. But I think that everybody should have saluted him and showed the respect when he was alive.
It's like in this generation, a lot of people don't want to work. It's about the work ethic. So,
we can talk about that. Let me get that mic.
yeah, definitely.
You know, I'm 53 years old. I know I look 38. Thank you, man. Yeah. But, you know, I put the work in. You know, my motto and my hashtag and my IG is we working. Because I really work. I work like I'm fucking broke. You understand? Because why I work so hard is because I love what I do. It's passion. Rolex don't make me. Money don't make me. A car don't make me. What makes me is my integrity, my loyalty, my principles, my morals, me. Anybody knows from day one, ain't nothing changed about me. I'm still the same person. I don't forget where I come from. I'm humble. I was on the train the other day. People tripping them on the train. Why? What's wrong with the train? You get to see reality, multicultural people. It's quicker than sitting in fucking traffic and dealing with that. So I like the train. I never forget where I come from. I'm humble. But a lot of the new generation don't want to work, and that's because of social media and the internet. I feel the social media is a gift and a curse. I love it. I'm a whore on Instagram. I love it. But you should also know as a young person who's who from the past and what they did and learn about hip-hop. If you're a white rapper and you got your pants off your ass, saying the N-word, fake chains, hat backwards, and you don't know who Third Base is or the Beastie Boys, please get away from me. If you're from the Midwest and you don't know MC Breed, rest in peace, or Proof from D12 or the Dane family, please don't even stand next to me. You from the Bay Area and you don't know Mac Mall, who I worked with, or the Loonies or Digital Underground, like, where you going? So that's what we need to do, is we need to teach this younger generation of who's what, who's who. I can name a bunch of people walking down the street and pointing them out and say, he runs this, he runs that, he does this, he could do this for you and this and that. And they would never think. But they want to run the club with the rappers, trying to think that's going to change your life. So you need to learn who's behind the scenes making the moves, because it's the coach lasts longer than the player. Teamwork make the dream work. What team means is together everybody achieves more. You get it? So the younger generation, like, you can't just say, okay, I'm going to make a record, I'm going to put it on YouTube and Instagram, and I'm the shit. You can't just tell me email a DJ. You got to go kiss the DJ, hug the DJ, handshake the DJ, touch the babies, and get out there and really work your shit. And it's all about relationships, not what you know, who you know. You understand? So the tendency of like, oh, we're just going to push a button and we're on. It don't work like that, man. And again, I love social media, but you know, you have to really put the work in to become successful and build a real brand, have legacy in this so-called thing we call the culture, or everybody's yelling gang, or everybody's, you know, getting tattoos. Like, learn everything before you do all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. I'm not cocky. I'm just confident. I know who I am as a man. Because I'm in a cell right now. You ain't going to bitch me. And we got to be man if we in a holding cell ready to go see the judge tomorrow waiting on bail. So I've been through those things too early in my life as well. But I got friends who are never coming home. Everybody wants to praise jail. Jail is not cool. I got friends who are never coming home. I've seen the world. I got friends never going to see Hawaii. Never going to even see fucking Oklahoma. Or even see, you know, Prague.
Say nowadays, but even with this generation, you got kids that they really just don't know how to approach people. Everything's on the internet. So in your school to our school right now, how can somebody approach you, and what's the right thing they could say for you to become their mentor?
Well, you know, it's funny. Like, the younger generations be like, yo, I'm outside. I'm outside. I'm outside. I'm on the train. I'm walking in the city. I'm outside. I'm approachable. Don't approach me disrespectful, because I'm far from a bitch. I'm not a sucker. But if you approach someone right, you know someone's going to have a conversation. I don't got security. I got friends. You understand? And I'm approachable because I'm really in the streets and I'm in the corporate offices. That's what made me unique as a Caucasian guy. I could deal with the streets and get respected, and I could deal with the corporate people who didn't want to go deal with the streets, but they wanted to make money off the rappers who are from the urban communities. So I'm approachable as long as you respect me. But again, I can't give everybody my phone number. I can't answer every DM and every email. there's only certain time in the day for everything, and there's only, time is life. So I have to enjoy my life and figure out what I want to do and pick and choose my battles. But I'm approachable. I'm outside for real, and I never change. But I give opportunity if I feel like there's an opportunity there. I'm a guy who creates opportunity. I'm a connector. I'm a plug.
I know that's one of your programs now to help aspiring artists as far as just know the business and the industry, just the difference between the two. What's that difference?
I mean, shit. They talking 5 minutes YouTube. That's thinking dinosaurs. With all due respect, I'm a dinosaur, but I'm fossil fuel because I don't follow no rules. There's no rules no more in the music business. It's the wild, wild west. So content is king, and I've been saying that for a while. But I'm writing a book. It's called A Coach Lasts Longer Than a Player. Also, the We Work in University is the first ever online college where you can go into modules and really learn about the music business. See, I'm not in the music industry. The music industry is clout chasing and disrespectful people and just, like everybody's an Instagram model. It's cool, but like it's deeper than that, right? So We Work in University, you go into modules and you can learn about touring. You can learn about merchandising. You can learn what it costs to be a road manager and a tour manager. You can go and learn about what an agent does, a booking agent. You can learn about what a manager does, a choreographer does, a stylist does, social media gurus, executives, publishing. Like, you can't sit there and say you're a producer and you don't know about splits and you don't know about publishing and you don't know about neighboring rights and you don't know about any of that. You're not a producer. This is the business. We're in the business. You're touring. You need to know how much the agent's going to get, what the promoter's getting, if there's insurance, God forbid something happens there. These things that need to be taught behind the scenes of business. And that's what We Work in University does. And a lot of my peers said, Steve, you're a genius for that. Love it. And even Nipsey, man, he called me Maniac Lobel. He's like, bro, you're a genius. He was going to film it, but he passed away. I got Gary Vee. I got Charlemagne. I got Dallas Martin, who signed Rick Ross and Meek Mills and Nipsey and so on and so forth. I got some key people in these modules that people can learn from. And I'm changing the game with that.
As far as what would you say could be the rise and fall of an artist if he doesn't really just plan ahead and look towards his future?
Well, everybody should have a goal and an end game and a structure of what you want to do and build a legacy. First thing is artists, what they do is they become followers, not leaders. Whatever's trending, they want to do. Instead of finding a producer and creating a sound like Swiss and DMX did, or Timbaland and Missy did, or Snoop and Dre, create a sound, find a young producer. Go, when everybody's going left, you go right. When everybody's going right, you go left. What happens is a lot of people want to follow the train and follow what other people are doing. So it's a crash and burn effect. Be yourself at all times. The people will love you for being yourself. If you don't like J. Cole, which you're an idiot, you go listen to Nipsey. You don't like Nipsey, you go listen to 6ix9ine. You don't like 6ix9ine, you go listen to Future. Because of the power of the internet and Spotify and digital services, you can like who you want. So be a leader, not a follower. Be yourself. Create a brand. You know what a brand is? When the consumers are mostly attached to you. When you create a logo and a look and an image that doesn't change every day with the flow, you're building something. And that's what Nipsey did. He built a brand. Brands are built like really a marathon, not a sprint. Takes legacy, takes years to build a real brand that stays around. If you just want to come and go and be here for the moment, that's cool, but that's not a real brand. That's not a real way to build a legacy. And I see a lot of people out here just following what's going on at the moment and screaming culture and gang and all this other stuff. Like, be fucking leaders, not followers, Sure.
Who are some people that you say that you would want to work with in the future as far as just any mentorship, just let them know that they're doing a good job, they can get better?
Yeah, everybody should have a mentor. Russell Simmons and my father, A.S.T.A.T.E, is my mentor. Everybody needs a mentor to learn from. I believe in God, and whoever God puts in my life organically for me to work with, that's what will happen. If you forcefully try to push me to work with you, I'm going to get turned off and run away.
Just keep in contact with me in the future and see whatever we can do, just keep it going. We're trying to keep it going in Nipsey name. So
yeah, I want to finish this off. Like, I'm in the cannabis game. Shout out to my man Burner with Cookies. We have a few dispensaries in California. I'm writing my book, like I said, The Coach Lasts Longer Than a Player. You already stay tuned for the Sue Surf interview. That kid's on fire. I got this young producer named Avadon. Like I said, I'm working with Scott Storch. I got a podcast company. I got a bunch of podcasts coming out. We're doing Burners Roundtable, and we in talks with a lot of people doing their stuff. And God is great, man. We Work in University, like I said. I got We Work in Publishing. I got We Work in Sports. I got We Work in Music. I got Weed Working Agency. I got a lot of things, man, because I'm going to take advantage of all these opportunities and all the sacrifice I did of being away from my family and take advantage of everything in a good way and make shit happen.
And thank you for your time. I appreciate it.